We picked up this fun dresser probably a month ago now at the thrift store. It was $50. It's got a harp mirror and it's gonna be really great, but not necessarily red.
The red actually is a really neat paint job, not my jam. We actually thought about stripping it down, but then we got our new product and I decided it'd be perfect to try this because we're gonna do a base coat, which will cover up most of that red and we won't bring it back through, just a little bit.
A little bit of red.
We are super excited about this Saltwash product. I've been looking for different ways to add chippy texture and like an authentic aged look, and everything I've seen shows that this stuff really does give you that layered European antique thing, which y'all know is my jam. So we're gonna start off with the Saltwash. It comes with a scoop. We've also got our plastic cup to measure in. It's a 1-to-1 ratio of Saltwash to paint and a stick to mix it. Zeb is always our mixologist, so.
Random scrap piece of wood. I'm gonna start out with 8 ounces of Saltwash and we'll see how far that goes on this dresser. Okay, so I've got 8 ounces. I'm gonna just pour this in till I have 16 total ounces in my cup.
And it says on the directions that when it's mixed up, it should be like a thick cake icing, which that sounds good to me.
When you're mixing up the powdered form of the Saltwash, make sure you're wearing some sort of respirator or lung protection so that you don't breathe the powder in. Scrape the bottom and get it all mixed up good.
It might actually be good to like do it in the reverse, like paint and then Saltwash.
Yeah, it probably would work better. All right, so I wanted to show you, it's now nice and thick, just like frosting. It looks like buttercream frosting to me, so don't eat it.
You can find the directions of application on the container, but essentially you're wanting to dab it on there. Everything you learned about smooth brush strokes is going right out the door, forming a bunch of stiff peaks. When it dries about halfway, but it's still tacky, you knock them down a little bit and then let it dry completely.
It's nice because you essentially get full coverage on the first pass with whatever you're doing with it.
Yeah, right? To find the products that we're using in today's video and all the videos we make, be sure to go to JamiRayVintage.com.
This part here is starting to get a little tacky. I can tell that the DIY paint is starting to look a little lighter in places. So I'm just gonna take the same brush I've been using and smooth over these edges. Because I don't necessarily want the peaks, but I want the texture. I wanted to show you real quick the difference between the knockdown part that was getting tacky, and then I went ahead and finished the rest of the top here, and you can see the peaks and things compared to the part that I knocked down over here. One of the nice things about the Saltwash is once it's mixed in and dissolved with your paint, it doesn't tint or affect your paint. It won't change the color. Is this your favorite painting technique, Jack?
Yeah. You can just get big blobs up in there.
Yeah. Show me the fast method. All right, show me the slow method.
So originally we mixed up 8 ounces of Saltwash, 8 ounces of paint. This little section right here is all that was left. So Zeb mixed up 2 more ounces of Saltwash and 2 more ounces of paint, and I'm just gonna finish it up. All right, so next I'm gonna be using DIY's Weathered Wood. It's a great neutral that will look good with the mint and the white wax that will be put on here. The top coat of paint does not need the Saltwash additive, it's just paint. All right, so we are doing it with the doors in. As soon as it's all the way dry, we'll sand around the edges and lightly touch them up with paint if need be. It's just a lot easier, especially when we're at home, to paint them drawers in than it is to have drawers flopping around all over the place.
We've got 1 coat of weathered wood on here, and it's just looking like a regular textured paint finish. We are about to make some magic happen with this 220 grit sandpaper.
Next step is going to be a coat of clear wax, and we also have a little bit of white wax mixed in because I always have white wax on my brush. So we're going to do a coat of this, maybe add a little bit more white wax, and then buff it in to get a nice aged layered effect. So Zeb is buffing this, and we're doing a little bit at a time because the white wax is really sticking down into those nooks and crannies. It will be a little splotchy for the first 24 hours. But after that, it will even out, and we'll probably add another coat of clear wax just to make sure it's good and sealed.
I feel like the results are really surprising, and we could go in a million directions with this style finish.
I pretty much want to salt wash all the things because I'm coming up with like all these ideas of different color combinations and like doing it around the edge. I speak and love it. I feel like I'm a little bit late to the game on this technique, but I am glad that I joined the train. If you guys want to achieve a similar look on your projects, make sure you're hitting up JamiRayVintage.com.
One of the projects I'm excited to try it on is corbels. I think it's going to make corbels look amazing.
It's going to be corbelicious. If you like this video, make sure to share it with your friends, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again, but life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong.